Hello, welcome back to my video diary series. This is my 18th video. Um, I guess, well, let's get into it. First, I guess I'll start by saying that I finally finished Howard the Duck, the movie. Um, well, it definitely wasn't good, but I wasn't expecting it to be. But I'll say one thing, it is definitely a so bad it's good movie. Um, there's there's this one scene they had like, well, there's a lot of duck puns in the movie, I'll say that. And I guess the puppet or whatever they used was pretty good for the time that was made in. Um yeah, obviously the sexual stuff was kind of weird between the main character, the main live action character, and Howard the Duck. Obviously that was a little weird, but yeah, thankfully they never show anything, but it's kind of implied. Um, I thought it was pretty. I mean, yeah, like I said, it's pretty entertaining. Um, there was kind of one scene where that kind of perfectly summed up my thoughts. The movie kind of did for me. So the police are hunting down Howard the Duck at one point, and then I think the police chief is like, "How am I gonna explain a duck manhunt?" And then our police officer is like, "Oh, you could say it's a duck hunt." Oh. And then the police chief is like, please just stop. Don't start. Please don't start. And that was basically and that basically perfectly described my thoughts during the whole movie. Just please stop. But yeah, and like I mentioned before, I'm ranking all of the Marvel films. Um, and ranking all the theatrical Marvel films, and this is technically a Marvel film. So yeah, this is the first one besides Ghost Rider, but which by the way, as you can see, I got the shirt finally. But besides Ghost Rider, um, but I watched that one before I decided to do this, and honestly, I might change it later, but I kind of did rank Howard the Duck over Ghost Rider. Both are horrible films, don't get me wrong, but like Ghost Rider, really the coolest part of it is the when he becomes the Ghost Rider, and that doesn't really happen until like 45 minutes into the film. At least in Howard the Duck, he's Howard the Duck, and you see the puppet the whole way through, and there's just like a bunch of like shitty jokes all the way through. While in Ghost Rider, like in some parts it kind of gets a little boring, but both are enjoyable in a bad way. So um, what else? Well, today I had my third driving lesson. Went pretty good, I'd say. I'm not gonna be able to have more for a while because I mentioned I'm going to Florida on Saturday. But when I come back, I will definitely have a few more before I try to take the test. And then after that, I went on a walk with my family near the beach. So it was pretty nice, like on the grassy area. So not on the beach, but right near it. Um, we actually saw two people get engaged, so that was nice. Just in passing. Um, yeah, that was it, I guess. Um, and then when I got back home, I read some more comics, specifically Ultimate X-Men. I'm finishing up the Cable volume. It's been pretty so far this volume. I guess it's because like really the art hasn't really been good in this series in a while. So, and it's near the end of the series also. I think I'm on issue like 77 and it ends at issue like 100. So, but the story hasn't really grabbed me that much. I know in this universe it's different, but it's obviously in the main Marvel universe. Cable, he's like Jean, not Jean Grey. No, he's Madeline Pryor, who's Jean Grey's clone. Basically, he's hers, and Scott Summers' child from the future. I don't know. The whole Summers family tree in Marvel is probably the most confusing one. Um, I've been reading Marvel comics for years, X-Men comics for years, more than anything. But even I get confused with Scott Summers' family tree. But yeah, um, yeah. But and then the Ultimate Universe, instead of that, he's like a future version of Wolverine. So I guess that's pretty interesting. But nothing else is really interesting me about the comics so far. Um, this volume, I mean. Um, what else? I'm almost done with the movie Kings of Summer. I'll definitely make a review of it in my next video. Um, or whenever I finish it, whatever video comes after that, I'll make a review of it in that video. It's pretty good so far. It's kind of what I expected. I think it's trying a little too hard to be like meaningful. Like they'll have like random shots of forest of nature inserted into scenes that don't have anything to do with that part of the story for absolutely no reason, it seems to me. But I like it just okay. I like I like it pretty much. I think it's pretty decent. So yeah. Besides that, nothing's really happening. Tomorrow I'm gonna be going in and changing some of my classes for college, because at my college, actually the college I'm going to, for freshmen they sign your classes. You don't even get to choose them. So that's pretty annoying. But tomorrow I'm going in and I get to switch it to what I want, since some of the classes they signed for me didn't really gel. So yeah. That's it for now, I guess. Obviously I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully, if not, then of course the next day. But until then, as always, thank you for watching. If there is anyone watching, but looking at my views, it seems there's at least a few people watching recently. So thank you, and have a good rest of whatever part of the day you're in. Thank you.